Hey guys, it's Teacher Modi. I wanted to start our new series on tenses. What are the tenses? Tenses, they are ways of expressing with time. Okay, so you express or you talk to somebody, making sure that your sentences are in appropriate time of the action that you're talking about. So when you hear tenses, tenses means it's appropriate time of action. Okay, so in English language we have three tenses. Excuse me. We have present tense, which is divided into four. We have present simple, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Present past tense has also four parts, which is past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. In future also we have the four categories, which are future simple, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. In short, that is what we're going to cover in this in our new series of English grammar made easy. So today we're going to start with present simple. Present simple is a tense. What's the difference between present simple and other present tense categories is present simple is talking about habitual activities, habitual action. So when you're trying to express yourself, or you're about to express an action that is happening in a habit, okay, something that is usually happening, something that you want to tell people that this action is happening in a regular basis, or you're asking a question about trying to find out about somebody's habits, somebody's schedule, somebody daily activities, things that keep repeating itself, the action that has been done in a regular interval. You have to use present simple. So you cannot use any other tense to express present simple. Present simple has a formula, just like any other sentence. Present simple, you have to have subject. The subject is the doer in a sentence. So our subject will either be most of the time when it comes to the formulas in these tenses, I always like to use subjective pronouns. Okay, subjective pronouns, which are I, am, you, I. Sorry. So the subjective pronouns that I am going to be using in these tenses, which will actually help us do a lot of and become very familiar, or it will help us without really confusing us with the formulas. So the subjective pronouns that I'm going to rely on are I, okay, you, we, they, he, she, and it. So we have on all those seven subjective pronouns that I am going to be using again and again. So I will also like for you guys to also go back in your notes and try to familiarize yourself with subjective pronouns. Okay, as you know, pronouns are in I told you like four categories of pronouns, which are subjective, objective, possessive, and reflexive. But in this case, we are going to only use one category of pronouns, which is subjective. Okay, I mentioned the one that I just mentioned a while ago. So when you make a sentence, or when you're trying to construct a simple simple present sentence, you have to have a subject, you have to have a verb. Okay, so sometimes we have two auxiliary verbs, okay, that we normally use to ask questions in present simple, which are do, verb do, and does. Okay, verb do and does, which is the only difference between those two is that you use do when you're talking about other persons, which is I, you, we, and they. Okay, but when you're talking about third person singular, okay, personal pronouns, which are subjects, when you're talking about a subject who is either a female, okay, that is she, a male, that is he, or an animal, or a thing, okay, you have to use does. Okay, so do go with I, you, we, and they. Okay, while auxiliary verb does go with he, she, and it. Okay, so we have our subject, which is subjective personal pronoun, okay, and auxiliary verb, okay, and a verb. If you use do, okay, or when you use do, your verb stay in a base form, okay, but when you use when you use do or does in a present simple sentence, normally the verb will stay the same. That means the verb is going to be in infinitive, okay, the verb is going to be in base form. Okay, so this verb is like if it's play, it stays play. Okay, there is nothing that is attached to the verb. Okay, yes, so so let's make one example. Okay, for example, I do play football every day. Okay, and you can see there's a every day. These are the things that we normally see in present simple, to show that the action is in a regular basis. Example, we have a lot of attachments that we put in present simple. Example, things like every time, every day, every week, every month, every year, okay, every other day, every other month, okay, every other week, okay, every minute, every second, okay, every hour, okay, every 24 hours. So all these things help us complete the meaning of present simple, okay, but the formula says you have to have a subject, you have to have either auxiliary verb do or does, or you have to have your verb which is in basic form. And you have to remember one thing: we normally use do or does to ask a question in English language. So you have to be familiar with using do or does. So when you're asking a question in present simple, you have to either use do or does. For example, do I speak English? Okay, do I speak English? Okay, that is a question in present simple. Okay, does she speak English? Okay, that is also a question in present simple. Okay, so we have two types of answers, which is positive answer and negative answer. When you ask a question in present simple, For example, do you pray every morning? Okay, do you pray every morning? Okay, your answer can either be positive, which you will have to start with yes, okay, and then you start with your subject. Yes, I do pray every morning. Yes, I do pray every morning. Or yes, I pray every morning. Okay, if you ask about a female or a gentleman or an animal or a thing, for example, does it rain every day? Excuse me. Your answer will be yes, it does rain every morning. Okay, or no. In negative answer, it will be no, I don't. Okay, no, it doesn't. Sorry, no, it doesn't rain every morning. Or yes, it does rain every morning. So you can see that is present simple. So you also need to remember, if we don't want to use auxiliary do or does, but we still want to make a sentence in present simple, we normally what we do is you have the formula says you can also make a sentence without auxiliary do or does. Okay, if that's the case, the subjects that normally go with do, okay, will have the verb without adding anything. So the verb will be in a base form. For example, I play football every day. I play football every day. But if you're talking about the third person singular, the ones that you would normally use does. Okay, if you don't use does with those, you will have to add s in your verb, s or es. It depends on the verb. Okay, for example, okay, for example, she speaks English. Instead of she speak, you say she speaks. Okay, if I was to use the same verb with subject I, for example, I, okay, it will be I speak English. Okay, I speak English. If I'm talking about a gentleman, I'll have to say he speaks. Okay, you see, I added s. Okay, I added s because I was talking about a third person singular. Okay, a third person singular is he, she, or it pronoun. Okay, all these three pronouns, they're called third person singular. Okay, so with them, most of the time we have to add s or es if, okay, we are not using auxiliary verb does. Okay, so I hope this is understood. Okay, examples. So I'll tell you, if we want to use auxiliary verb do or does, you can say I do speak English. Okay, or you can say she does speak English. Okay, if you don't want to use those auxiliary verbs, the first one will be I speak English. The second one will be she speaks English. Okay, yes, very good. I hope this lesson is understood. We're going to continue with our series. This is series 1 in tenses. So again, it's Teacher Moody, and I hope you guys understood this lesson. If you did not, please leave your comment, and then I will clarify in the next episode. Thank you very much, guys, and I hope this lesson is going to be useful, and I guarantee you, if you master tenses, you will be on your way to become a good English speaker. Okay, and sometimes it translates that into your professional life. So I hope I am useful to your cause. Thank you very much, guys, and I will see you next